Hello, this is the Daily Reddit coming back at you again. We're doing a subreddit, Vax Happened. Please subscribe, comment and like. And here we go. My friend posted this and mentioned that it's not fair to the elderly and immune compromised population for us not to get the flu shot because we could get them sick. I disagree with that, but I'm not sure exactly what is the correct response to that statement. David skipped the flu shot. He got sick and recovered within a week. His elderly grandmother was not so lucky. Vaccines, it isn't always about you. That is very true. Does the poster up top hate old people? I don't know. Damage from the illness, so F anti-vaxxers. You got the vaccine, you should be fine. You know what I hate? People that try to tell me what the F to do. You know what? Go ahead and possibly kill people, because all the pain and suffering you want. You know who else was a big fan of forced vaccination? The Nazis. Is that seriously your only argument? Because if so, they also had an animal conservation project and welfare programs. My God, the moment you have to bring Nazis or Hitler into an argument, you've probably already lost. Because that's a weak argument. I think there's a old saying where every argument online, eventually Hitler and the Nazis will be wrung into it. It's just annoying and hard to argue against it. Oh my God. Vaccines don't cause autism. Keep that in mind. Nope. The symptoms of autism. Nope. Yep. I think not. It's okay. You're still young. I can't take that seriously. 'Tis all good. Be glad you haven't had to do the research I have. But where did you do the research? From a YouTube video? From a Facebook post? Who are you, Eddie Bravo? If you don't know him, check him out on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's so funny. So Doco shot in. Controversial new film sparks out. A Queensland health spokeswoman refused to comment on the movie, except to say if anyone wants to watch a fantasy film, we should recommend Mona. It is currently on Netflix. That's the thing. This documentary about anti-vaxxers is just promoting so many false narratives. You got burnt by a doctor. So we go. The high school diploma at the bottom. The associate's degree is the next most difficult. Then you have to get the bachelor's degree, which is harder. You get the master's degree, much harder. The PhD, then at the top, the hardest thing to get that trumps the PhD, the master's degree, and everything else is the anti-vax mom who ignores the entire medical community and instead gets her health info from random websites. The family that vaxes together infects the community together. Very true. No one is saying the only reason people are gay is because of vaccines, but if you inject female DNA into a male, just saying. No, not even. Vaccines don't cause every damn disorder on the damn planet. You're starting to sound like a pro-vaxxer not open to facts. How do people think that vaccines make you gay? This isn't an episode of Family Guy. It's like, where did they get this from? A cartoon? I'd just like to thank everyone for posting about anti-vaxxers. I was one of them. I was heavily influenced by many other parents that choose not to vaccinate their children after my son got extremely ill after receiving his shots at 3 years old. I refused to get any more after that, I've been following this page for months and always read articles or watched videos on here about vaccines. I saw Zpup get her shots last week and it just clicked. My son went to the doctor yesterday and got caught up for a shot and the flu shot. Thing is, I can understand this parent's thoughts about after their son becoming extremely ill at 3 years old. That's scary. So I can see why they were anti-vax for a while, but I'm happy to see they went back onto vaccines. So you got misinformation, walking off the cliff into smallpox. So anti-vaccinists, faddists, the careless, and anti-everything. Very true. Smallpox is not a disease you want. I sent my daughter's doc the list of vaccine ingredients. A couple of weeks later, they emailed all of the patients saying we will no longer be given vaccines. Educate. My God, there's no way this happened. It's like, no way. You're not going to be able to send a doctor a list of the ingredients and then they're convinced all of a sudden they'll get rid of all their medical training for one email from a parent. This is fake. It's fake. It's dangerous as well. Instead of worrying about the anti-vax community becoming so big, maybe you should ask why the anti-vax community is getting so big. Yeah, from misinformation, how are you trying to say that they're getting big because they're surviving more? That's not how it works. You know it's just misinformation on Facebook. I hate the term anti-vax. It's so negative. How about pro-disease? I took my unvaccinated 9-month-old to the doctor. I'm trying to switch and they won't let me until he's seen there 3 times. So I went and used them as earwax removal. I told them I thought ear infection, but I figured it was just wax. I was right. But she thinks he might have some kind of palsy because the right side of his lips droop. Now I'm worried not only in general but also because I know it's listed as a vaccine reaction, so now I'm scared they somehow got to him at birth. Gonna request his records, but has anyone dealt with this in their child at young age like this? So now you're dealing with conspiracy theories that you're going to just go back and claim that they got to the kid at birth. Maybe they were born with this issue. I don't know. That probably makes a bit more sense. Petition calls for mandatory vaccines in BC schools. I wonder what the anti-vaxxers will say about this. Probably not anything any good. How serious is whooping cough? My son, who I chose to no longer vaccinate, was just told he has it. He's immunocompromised with chronic lung disease. He was due for his vaccines, but I never gave it to him. He's now sick with a bad barking cough. I've been doing high-dose vitamin C and breathing treatments as well as silver. It's still very bad. I'm not sure what the plans are with the doctors yet, because we're still here. I know they're very upset that I didn't vaccinate and told me that I need to so that I can prevent this from happening again. I feel bad because he has very damaged lungs due to be born at just 1 pound and 2 ounces. He also has autism and I strongly believe his vaccine's injured, so I chose to no longer vaccinate. He's 4 years old now. Now I'm told this whooping cough is very serious. I'm not vaccinated at all, by the way. I just want some help as to what I can do to make him comfortable. I'm still at the doc's office. Okay, so my advice is to listen to the doctor and do whatever they say because they know best. You can see from the responses down here, it's either crying, angry or shocked. These people don't believe it. If this post is real, this mother has put their kid in serious danger. I would generally hate to be this kid with so many issues at such a young age. But that is it at the Daily Reddit. Please do come back for more. I'll be seeing you. Hi, this is the Daily Reddit coming at you. We're going to be hitting the subreddit r/vaxxhappened. Now, without further ado, let's go, and please do subscribe, comment and like. Please do not confuse your Google search with my medical degree. That's definitely in a doctor's office. Vaccines kill babies update. So I've just reviewed all of our numbers, and this is what we've accomplished so far. We spent around $3,000 of our $11,000 raised, which has reached over 657,000 parents in the USA, UK, Canada and Australia with our vaccine awareness campaign messaging. Over 4,000 new parents have clicked over to here on the website, and several videos received over 23,000 views. I'm running very long campaigns to ensure that we get the maximum bang for our dollar, and I expect this to run far into 2019 to maximize our global impact. Right now, there are 5 campaigns running that range from 10 clicks per dollar and all the way to an incredible 35 clicks per dollar spent for the Catone story. If you've missed my previous updates, I'm now targeting parenting interests who are women that are 20 years of age to 55 because we get the most clicks from that demographic. All funds received will be used for this campaign. If you'd like to help us reach even more parents about the reasons to go vaccine free, with the idea that vaccine parents make the best activists for us all, please consider a generous donation. Thank you. Click here to support. Vaccines kill. Vaccines are clever. They save lives. This bridge is only 99.997% safe. I think I'll swim. Hashtag anti-vaxxer logic. Being anti-vax is like choosing to swim across a crocodile-infested river instead of using the bridge because you're scared of the bridge collapsing. Being pro-vax is like this. I'm not going into that water because someone told me there are crocodiles in there that will eat me. My friends and family have swum through and were never bothered by a crocodile, but I'm going to stay out that water just in case. And I'm going to stand here and harass anyone who dares go into that water. If you go into that water, then I will get eaten by a crocodile, even though I use a super safe bridge that I trust blindly. Being pro-vax is actually like this. We have a documented history of people dying from crocodiles in that water. We've seen it, we've treated their injuries, and many have died. We use this bridge because it's safer. And it's been built according to government regulations, as well as safety standards that have passed quality control before it opened. It was created using world-class technology and the world leaders in the field of engineering. There are third world countries that don't have bridges over their crocodile-infested waters, and people die. When people try to build bridges in those areas, they get harassed and bullied and called shills for the big bridge by conspiracy theorist parents who have never worked in construction or ever seen an engineering textbook, who have done a 5-minute Google search on how bridges work, and who think that just because they've never seen a crocodile above the water means that there are none lurking below. The measles outbreak was 350 cases in the US. There are 350 million people in the US. That's not an outbreak, that's a scare tactic. Gee, I wonder why a country like the United States has been able to keep measles at such a low level. In what way is it a scare tactic? You do realise how contagious measles are, and a person can be a carrier without showing any symptoms. The diseases are not to be taken lightly. I like how this person's first point, that there's only 350 cases in the US, is proof that the vaccine has been working, because back in the day, in the Victorian times, measles was a lot more common. Does anyone here use Reddit? What good subreddits about vaccinations can I join? Reddit is extremely against anti-vax. Good luck. Yeah, you've got to stick to Facebook if you want to be anti-vax. Measles didn't used to be a big deal. What changed? Do you think children's books are a useful medical source? How are you using a child's book? I remember this book as a kid. I think there was a TV show. If you're smart enough to be your child's doctor, why aren't you smart enough to be your own lawyer? Illiterate dairymaid in 1750, hundreds of years before germ theory was even thought of. Because of my exposure to cowpox, I'm immune to smallpox. If we expose people to cowpox, then they won't die of smallpox. Upper middle class college educated mother with internet living in the year of our Lord 2018. Vaccines are the devil's handiwork and a conspiracy. I'd rather my child die of polio than be the autism. People don't change, people are just equally as dumb. An anti-vax meme from Natural News. A comment from a nurse. I'm a nurse. You don't inject an infant in the deltoid ever. So I guess with this meme, don't let anyone shoot a half cup of apple juice into your baby's upper arm using the heart needle from Pulp Fiction. Very true. You're never going to put that much liquid in a vaccination for someone. You only use a tiny little syringe. You would not use that syringe that they've got there. You'd use a tiny syringe with a tiny amount of liquid in there. It's like, that's way too much liquid to inject into anyone, even an adult. Being an anti-vax parent isn't easy. It takes a lot of work letting everyone know I had a natural home birth, didn't vaccinate my baby, breastfed until he was 7, co-slept until he was 10, and feed him organic, gluten-free, non-GMO food. But despite the hard work, the satisfaction I get from telling this to strangers and friends makes it all worthwhile. And also the fact that you got to talk about your child probably dying. So why is colloidal silver good, but the metals such as aluminum in vaccines are bad? I couldn't answer this to my spouse. Then that's probably an issue within itself. CDC monitoring measles outbreak in 21 states, including Michigan. Please don't vaccinate. I don't want my kid getting the measles. That's not how vaccines work. People on Facebook are idiots. I love my pediatrician's shirt today. Vaccines cause adults. To be honest, being an adult is not as fun as you think. Being a child is a lot more fun. Don't know what to support on this one. There's not even a vaccine for smallpox. Because the vaccine worked so well, it eradicated smallpox. They quit giving them in the 80s. Then why are you worried about smallpox? I'm not, because vaccines worked. Oh my god. So much evidence. We've got rid of smallpox. That's impressive to get rid of smallpox. That's well done to science. It's amazing that people will have an opinion on vaccines, but if you ask them if they know what's in them, they don't have a clue. I'm speaking of doctors as well. Last time the doctor wanted me to have a vaccine, I asked her what was in it. She has absolutely no idea. She told me that in medical school, they only spend about 20 minutes and that's all the training they were given, and that was just scheduling. She left to go find out what was in them, and she finally came back and said, let's not do any vaccines. I'm just saying this mum has done her research. Wow, because you're a mum, you're suddenly a genius. Well done. You did a bit of research, you came back, and now smallpox vaccines never worked, according to you. That moment when your dad calls you and makes you feel totally worthless for not having your kid vaccinated makes me question everything I already know about vaccines, makes me question my decision as a parent, and if I'm doing the right thing, makes me feel guilty. Your dad's doing you a very good service. Guilt will get you to do things. So last one for today. Y'all are so effing stupid.
You're saying we need vaccines because if we don't, then viruses and diseases will spread. We are not in the 1800s. Medicine and science is so advanced that would never happen. When you're injected with vaccines, you'll get it injected with the shit issued by the government, population control. Y'all are all against the government's policies, but will drink up the vaccines they give. They want you to believe it's a harmless injection to prevent illness. Have fun with that ish. My mum has never vaccinated her kids, and we have never gotten seriously ill. And I've probably gotten sick like once a year in my school life, yet everyone else gets sick like twice a month. Can't relate. At this point, y'all are the same dry arguments that I've seen 1,000 times, so don't at me. Don't hit me with the herd immunity and you are healthy for now bullshit. I don't care to listen, moi. Now, if the government cared about population control, they wouldn't do it via vaccines. They would stop paying for, people to have kids. So they'll stop giving child support out and there'll be less kids about because less reason for people to have kids. I think it's a conspiracy, but ask yourself where smallpox is and you're done. That is it for today. Please subscribe, comment and like for more.